Now at 9, Everybody Fitness invites Joplin residents to kick off the new year and their New Year's resolutions. Plus, a juvenile is arrested for the shooting death of a Galena, Kansas man. And
the Iowa caucuses are just 2 weeks away. I'm David Spunt with the latest on the race for the White House as this new year kicks off. That's coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy. Authorities in Galena, Kansas arrested a minor in the shooting death of 38-year-old man. It happened just after 2:15 this morning at the Village Circle Apartments near East 7th Street and State Line Road. Police say when officers responded, they found a juvenile male sitting on the stairs of the apartment building who told them a person had been shot on the 3rd floor. Officers found the victim, Christopher Story, dead in the apartment. The juvenile was arrested and taken to a juvenile detention center pending formal charges. Authorities say a Carl Junction man has died from injuries sustained in a crash last Friday. The crash happened after 6 a.m. Friday morning on Route M at State Highway 43, about 7 miles north of Oronogo. Authorities say 36-year-old Kevin Ford entered the intersection into a path of a semi, hitting the tractor trailer it was towing. The semi went off the road. Ford was taken to the hospital where he later died. The driver of the semi was not hurt. The Kansas Commission on Judicial Conduct says a veteran judge in Montgomery County violated state judicial ethic rules. In November, the commission issued a cease and desist letter to Judge F. William Cullins. It stems from a complaint filed by an attorney claiming Cullins attempted to influence a local judicial race in 2022. The complaint says Cullins asked another candidate to pursue a different judgeship, offering to have his wife donate to the candidate's campaign if done so. This isn't Cullins' first disciplinary action. You can read about others on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with the first look at weather.
All right, we kicked off 2024 on the cold side, but we got the sunshine during the afternoon, so not bad. 38 is where we topped out, started at 28 degrees. 45 is our average, so a little bit below where we should be for this time of the year. And it's going to be chilly as we go through the week. You can see some mid and upper level clouds in our far western counties. These will start to increase after midnight for us tonight. We're going to stay dry, but we are going to get those clouds into the region. So as we go through the night, 20s, overnight low of 26, mostly cloudy to kick off your Tuesday. Of course, most people go back to work. Staying chilly this week. We are tracking rain, possibly snow on Friday, a bigger system on Tuesday, rain, also possibly some snow. We're going to have all these details here in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, runners in the 4-state area started off their year participating in Joplin's Chili 5K event. Around 300 participants took part in the race, and everyone was awarded a medal for their efforts. This year was the first year that leashed dogs were allowed to participate in the New Year's Day run.
I love the Chili 5K. It's actually the first, about 7 years ago, this is the first 5K I ever did, and I've been running it ever since for the past 7 years, so I love this race quite a bit.
It's just a great way to kick off the new year. It's a healthy way to start, and if you've got a resolution, it's a good way to stick with it, especially if it's something related to health and wellness.
Today's Chili 5K began at 10:15 a.m. at the Cornell Art Complex and finished at the Joplin Family Y, with the free kids run at the Family Y starting at 11. The number one most common New Year's resolution is to exercise more. However, many are unable to keep up with it all year. KOAM's Anthony Saviello went to a fitness class this morning while they are using the New Year energy to embrace a healthier lifestyle.
Another year? Another attempt at sticking with that promise to yourself of starting to exercise more. Those who made their way to Everybody Fitness have already gotten themselves off to a great start. Here it's not just another year, it's a new year. And with that comes a new energy.
It is totally cliche to make the gym a New Year's resolution. The thing with that is really that So many people try to go in and do it by themselves, and that's why they fail. So they're going into the gym, they're wandering around all the machines, they're not really sure how to use the machines or which machines they're supposed to be using. So what we do is we create a group atmosphere where they can get accountability and camaraderie.
This 2-hour intensive session included kickboxing, strength training, and an exercise known as pound.
It really is not about one gym, it's about us coming together as a community and really just trying to reach people and let them know that they're capable of doing so much more. And so it's really an exciting thing.
Though exercise can be intimidating, Whitney says half the battle is focusing on encouraging yourself.
I'm not a stereotypical gym owner as far as like my physical appearance goes, but I tell people all the time, it really doesn't matter what you can't do. Instead, try to focus on what your body can do for you. And that'll really get you out of that mindset of like the negative, I don't look like this, or I can't do a jumping jack, you know. Instead of focusing on that, focus on what you can do and celebrate your body the way it is. Something
I try to embrace here. Oh my goodness. I'm way too out of shape. Oh dear Lord. Oh God. Well, I did say try. I won't be a professional kickboxer anytime soon, that's for sure. But if your New Year's resolution is similar to mine and you want to start living a healthier lifestyle, well, the key is you just got to start and maybe find someone so you don't have to do it alone. Reporting in Joplin, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
You can find more information about every body fitness on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, coming up, it's the first day of the new year, and we'll have some more tips on how to stick to those New Year's resolutions. Well, it's that time of year when we set out to make a better version of ourselves, but research shows many people give up on resolutions within weeks, sometimes even days into a new year. Mandy Gaither has tips on how to make your 2024 resolutions stick.
From exercising more to eating better. If you're looking to make a change in the new year, you're not alone, but bad habits can be hard to shift.
Change is not like a light switch. It is a process.
Clinical psychologist Susan Alberts with Cleveland Clinic says the first way to help make resolutions stick is to be specific about our goals.
Our brains love to know the direction that we are going. So instead of saying, I want to exercise more, make a specific goal, such as 20 minutes of walking a day. This is going to make you much more successful in completing this goal.
Albert says to also be realistic. Setting goals that aren't sustainable can make resolutions fall flat.
This is because we tend to set behaviors that are too different from where we are at this very moment. Anticipating obstacles. This is a helpful strategy for continuing resolutions.
Albert says stopping a behavior is harder than starting one. So instead of trying not to eat any more junk food, she says to try setting a goal to eat more fruits and veggies. And finally, link a new behavior to an existing one.
For example, if you drink coffee every morning, but you want to start exercising, link the exercise to drinking the coffee. Have it be the very next behavior that you do.
Albert says it's always good to see set resolutions with others rather. She says creating a goal list with your family can help keep everyone accountable and engaged and help everyone stay on the same page throughout the year. Well, Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, the FDA is warning consumers about an important recall for possible bacteria contamination in infant formula.
Well, cold start to the new year, but overall a pretty good day. We did have clouds during the morning hours, sunshine this afternoon. It wasn't very windy. It was really nice. Here's a nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam, downtown Joplin, looking off toward the north and to the east. We are dry. We're going to stay dry as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Still cold. Overnight low down to 26. So we'll slide back through the 20s, back to 36 by 10 a.m. But notice a lot of clouds start to increase, especially late tonight into the morning hours for us tomorrow. We are still clear right now, but we do have that next little wave. You can see it kind of tracking out western Kansas, panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, down through parts of New Mexico and also Arizona. Now, it doesn't have a lot of moisture. It's mainly going to stay to our south. but it will give us clouds during the daytime hours on Tuesday. Right behind it, here's our first wave, stronger storm system out across the Pacific Northwest, and then right behind it, we have another storm system, high pressure, and another area of low pressure right behind it, which means it's going to get pretty active as we go through the next week, which, hey, we need the rain. Haven't really had much snow, only about 1/4 of an inch. All right, mostly cloudy by morning, mid-20s. As we go through the morning, we warm near 40 by noon, so a little warmer on Tuesday than what we saw today. And I think most of us 43, 44 degrees for a high. Clear out briefly tomorrow evening. Clouds filter back in on Wednesday morning. Another cold start, mainly into the mid-20s. As we get into Wednesday afternoon, very similar to what we're going to see tomorrow, high temperatures 42, 43, 44 degrees. Very consistent over the next couple days. 29 at 7, 41 by noon, 43 by 4, high temp of 44 degrees for us tomorrow. All right, let's look at that next wave. This is going to roll in early Friday morning. So on Thursday, just a lot of clouds, mid-40s. Here comes some light rain. Could start as snow. So this is Friday morning. Of course, we're right on that rain-snow line, so we'll have to see how it tracks out. It's not a super strong storm, but it looks like rain and snow showers lingering into Saturday morning. Now, with this system, doesn't have a lot of moisture, but we could get 2/10 of an inch of rain, maybe 3/10 of an inch of rain across the region. And again, we'll have some snow mixing in. Behind it, there's a stronger storm system. This is going to roll in next Monday, so in 6.5, 7 days. Showers, could even have thunderstorms on Monday, and then we need to track where's the snow going to move in, how much, and where's the exact track going to be by the time we get on the backside of that system. Quiet the next couple days, 44 for us tomorrow, 45 Wednesday, 46 on Thursday. Rain mixing with some snow on Friday into Saturday. Sunday looks good, rain possibly over to snow again on Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Thanks, Doug. Well, don't forget you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get a severe weather update sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. Coming up, Congress's lengthy to-do list.
The 2024 is barely underway, and already the White House and Congress have a long to-do list. I'm Doug Luzader. In Washington, we'll have some of the top items coming up.
Some powdered baby formula is being pulled from the shelves due to contamination issues. On a Sunday, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration warned consumers of possible bacterial contamination in Reckitt Mead Johnson's Nutrimogen hypoallergenic powdered infant formula products. Manufacturers voluntarily recalled more than 675,000 cans of the formula. This was after the formula tested positive for a bacteria which can cause rare but potentially deadly infections in newborns. The FDA says that no illnesses have been reported to date. Well, some applesauce products that were previously recalled may still be on the shelves at certain stores. The FDA says by December 13th, certain pouches linked to potential lead poisoning were still available for purchase at several Dollar Tree stores in multiple states. The agency received another report on December 19th that products may still be on the shelves at Family Dollar stores as well. The CDC is also investigating the outbreak and says it has received 151 various reports from health departments across 34 states. This New Year's Day marks 2 weeks until the 2024 Iowa caucuses, the official start to the Republican presidential nominating process. Fox News correspondent David Spunt is in Washington with more on what to expect on the campaign trail as the new year kicks off.
Happy New Year!
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis put aside New Year's celebrations to urge supporters to focus on the 2024 presidential race.
Are you ready to work hard over these next 2 weeks so that we win the Iowa caucus?
But DeSantis isn't alone in his New Year's resolution to win over voters, with just 2 weeks to go until the Iowa caucuses. The remaining GOP presidential contenders each have plans to barnstorm the Hawkeye state in the days to come. This weekend, former President Trump is planning a campaign rally in Newton, Iowa. His event on Saturday will also mark 3 years since the 2021 Capitol riot, an event that could impact the former president's current plans to win back his old job. In Maine and Colorado, Mr. Trump has since been removed from the 2024 ballots, pending any appeals. Still, the latest polls show Mr. Trump not only leading the Republican contenders, but also ahead of President Biden among young voters. A new national survey revealing 37% of voters under age 35 support Trump, compared to 33% for Biden. In a New Year's interview, the president touted his administration's economic policies as his campaign also prepares a final push to win over voters.
So we brought a lot of jobs back to the United States. People are in a position to be able to make a living now.
And it's not only the Iowa caucuses that have the candidates' focus this month. Just over 3 weeks away is the New Hampshire primary. In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News.
Up next, the home of a late civil rights activist is being restored for the public. The home of late civil rights leader Malcolm X is being restored for the public. A restoration project aims to give new life to one of Malcolm X's homes. This one, located in Michigan, is where Malcolm X lived after his imprisonment. It has been under construction since being added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2022. The restoration will include a chance for the community to leave their mark as well. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, the new year brings with it some old challenges for Congress in 2024. Plus, a proposed law in Missouri would make Springfield's cashew chicken the official state meal.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy. Well, Kansas City has barbecue, St. Louis has toasted ravioli, and now a Christian County lawmaker wants to make Springfield's cashew chicken the official meal of Missouri. Chris Bryant has the dish on the proposed bill.
Right here is what I'm doing, is frying more chicken because we barely can keep up.
It's a battle Representative Jamie Gregg is ready to have.
Cashew chicken being the state dish, that's the bill I've proposed.
He hopes House Bill 1624 will be able to make the iconic Springfield dish the official meal of the state.
You have toasted ravioli up in St. Louis, and you've got Kansas City barbecue. Both are fantastic, they really are. Toasted ravioli is really more of an appetizer. Right. So that's kind of the response to that. And I can't find one specific style or one specific Kansas City barbecue.
David Leong perfected what is now called Springfield-style cashew chicken, and history says the dish was first served in 1963 at the Grove Supper Club. The proposed law lists deep-fried chicken being served in more than 70 restaurants across Springfield.
We're flattered that everyone wants to copy us, but like you said, we're the original. So it's just amazing what my father did, and just a simple dish from a Chinese immigrant. Enjoy.
For the Leong family, having the dish that was created and served by their family since the 60s named the state dish would mean
we just put an exclamation mark on his legacy, and we're just trying to keep that together for him here.
Chicken, Springfield-style cashew chicken, there's a whole long backstory. There is the American dream, the American story behind it.
Missouri has symbols that represent the state with everything, ranging from a state dinosaur, a state exercise, which is the jumping jack, the St. Louis Arch, and Wayne County, which is the UFO capital of the state. Even a state dessert, which is the ice cream cone that was first introduced at the World's Fair in 1904 and made the official dessert in 2008.
He creates a dish, makes it to our taste buds. He makes it so that the Missouri taste buds are in favor of it, and it just explodes.
And for the Leong family, they hope the state General Assembly will agree.
Our legislator, the one that put the bill in, he sees it. I just hope the other legislators in Missouri realize how much that impact it has made in Missouri.
The new year means new laws are going into effect in the 4 states. In Missouri, the big change is an increase to the minimum wage. Workers in the Show Me state are now guaranteed at least $12.30 per hour. That's up from last year's rate of only $12. Tipped employee wages are now $6.15 per hour, up from $6 flat. These increases come from a 2018 amendment passed by voters to gradually raise the minimum wage to $15 per hour in 2026. In Kansas, the sales tax on groceries is dropping. The second phase of the Axe the Food Tax Act takes effect, cutting the state's sales tax on groceries from 4% to 2%. Governor Laura Kelly says it will result in $150 million in tax relief to residents. The final phase of the act will eliminate the tax in 2025. And in Oklahoma, there's a new family caregiver tax credit. It's designed to cover expenses related to caring for family members who are at least 62 years old and requires help with daily activities. The credit is capped at $2,000 unless the family member being cared for is a veteran or has been diagnosed with dementia. In that case, the cap is $3,000. A dozen states are now banning ghost guns from beginning today, including Colorado and California. The law prohibits firearms assembled at home or made with a 3D printer without serial numbers, which allows owners to evade background checks. California also has a new law banning people from carrying firearms into most public places. Minnesota now joins about 20 states with a red flag law, which allows courts to temporarily take guns from people deemed to be an imminent threat to others or themselves. The new year brings with it some old challenges in Washington. Lawmakers and the president left town for the holiday with a load of unfinished business. Doug Luzader has more on Capitol Hill on what they're facing in the weeks ahead.
The Christmas decorations may come and go, but the to-do list in Washington seems to last forever.
Look, there's a lot we have to tackle in the coming weeks. The shutdown clock is ticking now, and the war in Ukraine is raging now, and the child care crisis is getting worse. WIC needs to be fully funded and a lot more.
That's a handful right off the top, but the first one is going to dominate. The possibility of a partial government shutdown. 2 deadlines, actually, with the first one in less than 3 weeks. Add to that White House calls for more funding for Ukraine, there's aid to Israel, and more resources for a border crisis that seems to get worse and worse.
Congress needs to take action. They need to take action. I will leave it to congressional leadership on the calendar and procedure and how they're going to move forward, but these are important actions that American people need.
Important actions with tight deadlines, but the give and take will eat up time. And no one wants a temporary funding deal or a continuing resolution that will create just another deadline.
A CR is simply unacceptable for a year. It's devastating, particularly for defense, and we've got all of these wars going on. So we need to reach an agreement on the top line and get about getting an outcome as soon as possible.
There are a lot of ideological divisions that are hampering the House Republican majority's ability to work with the Senate Democrats and to work with the White House, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
And add to the pressure the 2024 race for the White House. The Iowa caucuses are coming up on January 15th. That first government funding deadline is on the 19th. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
Ever wondered the science behind making your New Year's resolutions? We'll break it down coming up.
Well, cold start to the new year, but overall a pretty good day. We did have clouds during the morning hours, sunshine this afternoon. It wasn't very windy. It was really nice. Here's a nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam, downtown Joplin, looking off toward the north and to the east. We are dry. We're going to stay dry as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Still cold. Overnight low down to 26. So we'll slide back through the 20s, back to 36 by 10 a.m. But notice a lot of clouds start to increase, especially late tonight into the morning hours for us tomorrow. We are still clear right now, but we do have that next little wave. You can see it kind of tracking out western Kansas, panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, down through parts of New Mexico and also Arizona. Now, it doesn't have a lot of moisture. It's mainly going to stay to our south, but it will give us clouds during the daytime hours on Tuesday. Right behind it, here's our first wave, stronger storm system out across the Pacific Northwest, and then right behind it, we have another storm system, high pressure, and another area of low pressure right behind it, which means it's going to get pretty active as we go through the next week, which, hey, we need the rain. Haven't really had much snow, only about 1/4 of an inch. All right, mostly cloudy by morning, mid-20s. As we go through the morning, we warm near 40 by noon, so a little warmer on Tuesday than what we saw today. And I think most of us 43, 44 degrees for a high. Clear out briefly tomorrow evening. Clouds filter back in on Wednesday morning. Another cold start, mainly into the mid-20s. As we get into Wednesday afternoon, very similar to what we're going to see tomorrow, high temperatures 42, 43, 44 degrees. Very consistent over the next couple days. 29 at 7, 41 by noon, 43 by 4, high temp of 44 degrees for us tomorrow. All right, let's look at that next wave. This is going to roll in early Friday morning. So on Thursday, just a lot of clouds, mid-40s. Here comes some light rain. Could start as snow. So this is Friday morning. Of course, we're right on that rain-snow line, so we'll have to see how it tracks out. It's not a super strong storm, but it looks like rain and snow showers lingering into Saturday morning. Now, with this system, doesn't have a lot of moisture, but we could get 2/10 of an inch of rain, maybe 3/10 of an inch of rain across the region. And again, we'll have some snow mixing in. Behind it, there's a stronger storm system. This is going to roll in next Monday, so in 6.5, 7 days. Showers, could even have thunderstorms on Monday, and then we need to track where's the snow going to move in, how much, and where's the exact track going to be by the time we get on the backside of that system. Quiet the next couple days, 44 for us tomorrow, 45 Wednesday, 46 on Thursday. Rain mixing with some snow on Friday into Saturday. Sunday looks good. Rain, possibly over to snow again on Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Thanks, Doug. Well, federal safety regulators believe they could save lives by requiring speed-limiting devices on semi-trucks. As Charmel Odell reports, some want to stop it now. Others are ready to green-light it.
I feel like it keeps it fair and consistent for everyone, and in doing so, their supervisors, bosses, owners, or whatever, etc., will be able to monitor what they're doing.
Tom Salos lives in Springfield. He says he witnesses trucks speeding all the time.
I've noticed that it's been several times that I'm either cut off by semi because they don't see me, and I feel like they're going too fast.
The Drive Act bill, which would limit the speed of tractor trailers, was proposed in the U.S. House back in May. At that time, Louis Pugh, vice president of the Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, explained to Congress how these limiters actually make roads less safe.
The problem with these speed limiters is it's a proven fact, and it's been proven over and over again. The traffic is the safest when all traffic is going the same speed, meaning cars, trucks, motorcycles.
Pugh says speed limiters could create even more interactions between cars and trucks. But a government agency identified speed as a significant factor in fatal crashes and speed management as a primary tool to reduce serious injuries and deaths.
The most important thing, be cautious of everybody.
In a congressional meeting held earlier this month, Southwest Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson defended truckers by speaking on the safety hazards speed limiters create. The bill has been referred to a subcommittee. Coming up in sports, Michigan and Alabama kick off the college football playoff. Plus, 7 local high school football players get selected to the 2024 Kansas Shrine Bowl. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Several of the top high school football seniors in Southeast Kansas get a great start to the new year this morning, being selected to the 2024 Kansas Shrine Bowl. The high school football all-star game features 88 of the top high school seniors in the state, with rosters chosen by some of the top coaches in Kansas. This morning, 7 seniors from Southeast Kansas received the exciting news that they will be playing in the Shrine Bowl this June. Now here's the full list of local players selected to the game in alphabetical order, starting with Parsons' Cade Brown, who makes it, along with Tucker Harrell from Colgan, Sam Hull from Humboldt, Peyton McDonald representing Frontenac, as well as Stetson Schaefer from Cherryville, Augustus Thurston from Chanutes, and Caden White from Coffeyville. Now the game will be played at Emporia State's Welch Stadium on June 29th. Over to college football. The first night of 2024 features two of the biggest games of the season. Now tonight is the semifinal round of the college football playoff, the evening beginning with top-seeded Michigan facing number 4 Alabama in the Rose Bowl. Now at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, Jim Harbaugh and his Wolverines taking on Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide in the college football semifinal. Winner advances to the championship game. First quarter, no score until Jace McClellan rushes up the middle and down the sideline all the way to the house for a 34-yard touchdown. Alabama leading 7-0. Later in the first, Michigan down 7-0, and J.J. McCarthy finds Blake Corum all alone for an 8-yard touchdown. Game tied up at 7. Michigan leading by 3 at half. Early fourth quarter, still up 3. Michigan allows a touchdown to McClellan. Alabama up now 7 late in the fourth quarter, but Michigan with the answer again. McCarthy finds Roman Wilson. We're tied at 20. We're going to overtime. Now in the extra session, Michigan with the ball first. There's Blake Corum again rushing up the middle. 17-yard touchdown. Corum's 56th touchdown as a Wolverine. That sets a Michigan record. They're up by 7 now. So Alabama needs a touchdown to keep the game alive, down by 7, and on 4th and goal, Jalen Milroe stuffed. Michigan wins 27-20 in overtime and will head to the national championship. So Michigan advances to the national title game next week and will face the winner of this game, the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans between Texas and Washington. First appearance in the college football playoff for Texas. Washington, been here once before. The Huskies lost their only college football playoff game by 17. That was in 2016 against Alabama. Over to the NFL, the Chiefs clinched their 8th consecutive AFC West title with a win over the Bengals at home. Late last night, the defending Super Bowl champs found out what day and time their final regular season game will be. Now this Sunday, the Chiefs go on the road to SoFi Stadium to face the Chargers. That much they've known for a while, but last night, KC finds out the game's going to be played at 3:25 on Sunday. A lot on the line for several teams across the NFL entering Week 18. Not so much for the Chiefs. They know they're guaranteed to have the 3 seed in the AFC. Kind of nice for the Chiefs to not have that to worry about. Yeah. They know where they're going to be. They know they're in the playoffs. They know they're going to have a home game.
Alrighty, absolutely. Well, that's a look at sports. We're back with more news right after this. The new year has arrived, but as people prepare to kickstart their resolutions, have you ever wondered why many of us try to start forming new habits on January 1st? Well, Fox News' Laura Cantor takes a closer look at the science behind resolutions.
You're probably familiar with the saying, new year, new me. And with 2023 in the history books, it's time to focus on our resolutions for 2024.
Probably to stop procrastinating on things.
I'm going to try to be more organized.
Work on self-improvement.
But while resolutions vary from person to person, people have been crafting them for thousands of years. According to Danny Weathers of Clemson University, people see the new year as a fresh start to their lives. And by starting to pursue their goals on January the 1st, they can keep up the new behaviors day to day until they've developed a streak.
A streak is a way to perform a behavior. If you want to be in better health, you may start a running streak or an exercise streak. The idea for many people is that a streak will then become a habit, and it's something that they would do without much thought.
While trying to build new habits can be difficult, Weathers says the streaks we set may help us better follow through with our resolutions.
People feel pressure to keep up their streaks. It's a bigger goal, and people like to achieve goals. So we have the daily behavior is a short-term goal. Maintaining the streak is a longer-term goal. So people are motivated for that reason.
But in order to set yourself up for a successful streak,
when you start a streak, you have to define what the behavior is. So, for example, running at least 1 mile, you put this parameter on that behavior. And you have to do it at least once every calendar day.
Laura Cantor, Fox News.
Fox is kicking off the new year with some new shows. We'll take a look up next. Fox kicks off the new year with an exciting week of TV, including some new shows. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
Welcome to Korea.
A New Year's Day special and new series premieres are part of what's hot on Fox.
You jerk face, you louse mouth.
Oh, you're just saying that.
Monday is the 2-hour special MASH, the comedy that changed television, celebrating the classic with cast interviews including Alan Alda and Mike Farrell.
I get letters from people every day talking about how much they love the show and how much they appreciated what it said.
Shout. Correct! Tuesday starts with Celebrity Name That Tune, followed by the debut of The Floor, hosted by Rob Lowe.
Think of it as checkers or chess, but you move your piece by answering a trivia question.
Let's get it on! Wednesday starts season 3 of I Can See Your Voice, hosted by Ken Jeong, with celebrity detectives helping contestants guess good singers from bad without hearing them sing. Jeong says it's also a great platform for the secret voice talent.
So many great singers who haven't been discovered are getting their exposure, quite often for the first time on television.
The game is simple. That's followed by the series premiere of We Are Family. A studio audience guesses famous relatives of performers, with host Anthony Anderson and his mom, Mama Doris, guessing along too.
Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. I've had a few of my friends on there, but I didn't know they were my friends.
Would you serve that?
Thursday is a new episode of Chef Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, followed by an encore of We Are Family. Friday, Fox Sports presents WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Then over the weekend is the premiere of Grimmsburg.
I'm the world's most smartest detective.
Jon Hamm stars and executive produces the new animated series, which leads Sunday's animation domination. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with a video of a therapy donkey visiting senior living centers in Minnesota. We'll see you back here next time. Thanks for making us part of your night.